What if I told you that the reason your shoulder pain won't go away has nothing to do with the pain itself? What if the real problem is a muscle you've probably never heard of that's getting weaker every day you ignore it? I'm talking about the infraspinatus, one of the most important muscles for your shoulder function that 99% of people completely ignore. And if you're dealing with shoulder pain, weakness with pressing, or feeling unstable overhead, this could be the missing piece you've been searching for. Here's the problem. While you're focusing on the pain, your infraspinatus is getting progressively weaker, creating a cycle that guarantees your shoulder problems will only get worse. I'm Dr. Joey Seyforth, physical therapist and online rehab specialist with Combat Performance. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how the infraspinatus weakness is the hidden cause behind your shoulder pain and the specific exercises that fix it for good. The infraspinatus is one of your 4 rotator cuff muscles. Its primary job is external rotation and shoulder stabilization. But here's what most people don't realize. When your infraspinatus gets weak, it creates a domino effect that leads to pain in the front of your shoulder. Think about it like this. Imagine your hand on a hot stove. What happens? Your brain immediately turns down the muscle activity to protect you from further damage and pull it away to protect. The exact same thing happens with shoulder pain. When you have shoulder pain, your nervous system automatically turns down the strength of muscles like your infraspinatus. This is a protected mechanism, but it creates a devastating cycle. As your infraspinatus gets weaker, the muscles in the front of your shoulder have to work harder to compensate. This overloads the front of the shoulder, creating more pain, which turns down your infraspinatus even further. It's a vicious cycle that guarantees your problems will get worse. And here's the real kicker. While you're focusing on treating the pain in the front of the shoulder with ice, rest, anti-inflammatories, your infraspinatus is getting progressively weaker every single day. Here's what most providers are missing. Most people think they're fixing their infraspinatus with basic banded external rotations at their side, but this does nothing for long-term strengthening because it doesn't challenge the muscle in multiple planes of motion. Your infraspinatus doesn't just work with your arm at your side. It has to function during overhead movements, pressing movements, reaching movements, in dozens of different positions throughout the day. But here's what happens. You do some basic banded exercise at your side, feel a little stronger, then go back to real world activities like pressing or lifting overhead, and your infraspinatus can't handle the demand because it was never trained in those positions. This is why you feel weak with pressing movements. This is why overhead lifts feel unstable. This is why your shoulder doesn't feel solid during activities. Your infraspinatus hasn't been trained to handle the positions where you actually need it. The medical system calls this shoulder instability like it's some mysterious condition, but there's nothing mysterious about it. It's simple. A weak infraspinatus equals an unstable shoulder, which equals compensation pain in the front. Now here's how infraspinatus weakness connects to everything else going wrong with your shoulder. In my Big 5 system, the infraspinatus is primarily responsible for shoulder stability. Big 5 area number 4. But here's the key. If areas 1, 2, and 3, aka your neck, thoracic spine, and shoulder blade aren't moving properly, your infraspinatus has to work even harder to maintain stability. This leads to earlier fatigue, compensation, and eventual breakdown. This is why my approach is completely different from typical infraspinatus training. Instead of just doing isolated banded exercises, we first fix how the other areas move, then challenge the infraspinatus through multiple angles and positions where you actually need it. Let me show you how to identify if the infraspinatus weakness is the hidden cause behind your shoulder problems. I'm going to test your infraspinatus strength using this simple assessment. Lie on your side with your affected shoulder on top. Bend your elbow to 90 degrees and keep your elbow against your side. Now lift your hand towards the ceiling against resistance. This is testing your infraspinatus strength. If you feel weak, shaky, or can't maintain the position for 30 seconds, that's immediate proof that infraspinatus weakness is contributing to your shoulder problems. Now here's the key question. Do you feel weak during pressing movements like bench press or overhead press? Do you lack stability during overhead lifts? If yes, your infraspinatus isn't just weak, it's not trained to function in the positions where you need it most. Now I'm going to show you 5 specific exercises that don't just strengthen your infraspinatus, but trains it to function in all the positions where you actually need it. Exercise 1, banded extension plus external rotation. This trains your infraspinatus to work while your arm is in extension, a position most people never train but need constantly throughout the day. Grab a band and put your arms behind your back with a band around your wrists. Create tension pulling the band apart and then moving the shoulders into shoulder extension. This is targeting the back of the rotator cuff. You should feel this working the back of the shoulder in a position you've probably never trained before. This is bulletproofing your infraspinatus in a real-world position. I know you're struggling with shoulder pain and you obviously want to fix it, so text me the word pain to 720-710-4371 and I'll send you my free shoulder pain fix demo. Now back to the show. Exercise 2 is a banded bench ER liftoff. This addresses the exact position when most people feel weak and unstable, at 90 degrees. With your arm on a bench and your elbow at 90, attach a circle band around your wrist and the bench with it pulling down. Lift your arm and hand off the bench into external rotation, feeling the burn in the back of the shoulder. This trains your infraspinatus to provide stability during the exact movement pattern where most people experience weakness and pain. You're training function, not just strength. Exercise 3 is a row ER press. This is a compound movement that trains the infraspinatus function through a complete movement chain. Starting with a rowing position, pull back into a row, then externally rotate your shoulder, then press overhead. This trains your infraspinatus to maintain stability as you move through multiple positions. This is key because in real life, your infraspinatus doesn't work in isolation. It has to maintain shoulder stability while other muscles are moving your arm through complex patterns. Exercise 4 is banded pulses. This trains the infraspinatus endurance and rapid force production, two qualities you need for shoulder stability during dynamic movements. Get into an external rotation position with good resistance on the band around your wrist. Now perform small, rapid pulses while raising your arms in overhead position. This trains rapid muscle activation, the ability of your infraspinatus to turn on quickly when your shoulder needs stability. Most people never train this quality, which is why their shoulder feels unstable during dynamic overhead movements. And exercise 5, banded perturbations at 90. This is the ultimate infraspinatus challenge. This trains your infraspinatus to maintain stability when unexpected forces try to move your arm, exactly what happens in real life. Start with your arm at 90 degrees at shoulder height. Have a band creating light resistance in different directions. Your job is to maintain your arm position while the band tries to pull you in different directions while you push into the band forward and backwards. This is advanced infraspinatus training. You're teaching your shoulder to maintain stability against unpredictable forces, which is exactly what your infraspinatus needs to do during sports, lifting, and daily activities. These 5 exercises don't just strengthen your infraspinatus, they train it to function in the positions and situations where you actually need it. This is how you break the cycle of compensation and eliminate the front shoulder pain that's been bothering you. Here's why this approach works when everything else fails. Instead of just doing basic banded exercises that don't challenge your infraspinatus in real positions, we systematically train your infraspinatus function in all the positions where you need it. Remember the hot stove analogy? Pain causes your brain to turn down muscle strain, but when you specifically train your infraspinatus to be strong and stable in vulnerable positions, you break that cycle and your brain starts to trust your shoulder again. Instead of your front shoulder muscles having to overwork to compensate for a weak infraspinatus, your infraspinatus can do its job, providing rock solid stability. This eliminates the overload in the front of the shoulder and the pain goes away naturally. The truth is, most people focus on treating shoulder pain without even addressing the infraspinatus weakness that's causing it. They treat the symptom, not the cause. That's why their problems keep coming back. The 5 exercises you just learned give the immediate proof that infraspinatus training can change your shoulder function, but they're not the complete solution. True shoulder rehab requires the right progression, the right intensity, and integration with the Big 5 system. If you're tired of dealing with shoulder pain and you've tried things such as physical therapy, chiropractors, injections, and you're still having pain, then text me the word pain to 720-710-4371 to get a tailored step-by-step approach on how to permanently fix your shoulder pain. Our mission at Comeback Performance is to help over 1 million people around the world eliminate their shoulder pain, avoid unnecessary imaging, injections, and surgeries, and get their lives back. After you reach out, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out daily content based on your guys' questions on shoulder-related topics regarding pain and rehab. At Comeback Performance, the comeback is always stronger than the setback.